moving this guy out of the way. So feel free to sit either cross-legged or on your shins, whatever is comfortable for your body. And see if you can do the opposite crossing of maybe what you normally do. We always have our defaults. I know I do. And see if you can tent your fingertips behind you. And I always mention this, even though I know you know how to sit comfortably, but if you ever do feel strain on your ankles, shins, or even your hips, inner thighs, you can put blocks underneath your legs for a little bit more support. Lift your side body up and see if you can bend your elbows back a little bit so the top of your shoulders just roll down. Soften your eyelids. Relax your jaw. Breathe a little bit deeper into your belly, your ribs, and your chest. Slide your hands into your lap. And just let the shoulders release down a little bit more. And just enjoy this moment of letting the breath move through your whole chest cavity, feeling the breath in the sides of your ribs, in your belly, and the top of your chest. Bringing your hands to your heart center. And if you wish to join me, we'll start with the sound of Om one time, breathing in. Om. Gently bow your head. And as you release your hands, start to lean your right ear to your right shoulder. Come back to the center and lean your left ear to your left shoulder. Start to sway your head from side to side. And feel free to create some circles, rolling your head around in one direction. And gently rolling in the opposite direction. And as you come back to the center, holding on to your knees, pull your chest forward and up, arching your spine, then rounding your back. Press the ribs behind you, let your chin come towards your chest. Start to move back and forth between these two shapes. You're welcome to keep your eyes soft or closed. Try to keep your arms straight to guide that movement really into the spine. And as you lift yourself up, reach the arms up to the sky. Hold on to your left wrist, lift up through your left side and lean to the right. Drop your right arm down to the ground. Open up your chest. We'll fold ourselves towards the right side as much as we can, dropping our hand down, then opening the left arm back up. Folding ourselves towards the side, then opening back up. One last time, folding in, and opening back up. Reaching both arms up to the ceiling. Take a twist to the left, drop your left hand behind you, and reach the right hand to the left knee. Good. Reach your arms back up. Switch the crossing of your legs. You can drop your hands to do that if you like, or use your core more, and reach the arms up. So we'll reach for that right wrist this time and lift up and over to the left. Drop our left hand down to the ground, open the chest, breathe in, then rounding our spine, fold in, and open the chest, rounding the spine, and opening the chest. One more round, and open. Reach yourself up, twist to the right this time, bring your hand behind your back, left palm to your knee. Inhale, reach your arms up. Hands come back to the knees. Cat cows again, lift the chest and round the spine. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Keep moving at your own pace. Feel free to close your eyes if that feels nice for you. And lifting up your chest, reach your arms up to the sky. Interlace your fingers at your heart center. Press your palms forward, flipping them out, and reach the shape up to the ceiling. As you reach the arms up, drop your chin towards your chest. See if you can drop your ribs down and press your biceps back a little bit more so you're going deeper into the shoulder space. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Release your arms down. Perfect. So we'll come forward to our hands and knees. Use a blanket if you like underneath your knees. And we'll stretch through our wrists and our calves just a little bit here. So taking our hands under our shoulders and our knees under our hips. Rotate your left fingertips towards your knees and step your opposite leg, your right leg behind you, and just start to pulse a few times back and forth. Then releasing the leg first and releasing your hands. Then rotating your right fingertips towards your right knee and stepping your left foot back. Pulsing back and forth through that left heel. Slowly releasing the left leg and releasing your right arm. Bring your knees wide and your seat towards your heels. Walk your arms over towards the right hand side. Then bend your right elbow and place your hand basically like next to your right knee on the floor or near your chest. And let the side of your head rest on your left arm or on the ground. And really just push against your right hand to turn and open your chest to the side. Breathe into the belly, into the ribs. Slowly releasing your right arm. Walk your hands over to the left-hand side. Then place your left hand by your knee or your chest. Let the right side of your head rest on your arm or on the floor. And just press your left hand into the ground so you can open your chest towards the side of your space. Slowly release your left arm. Come back to the center. Lift yourself up to your knees, tuck your toes, and stretch your knees back behind you into downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. In your down dog, feel free to pedal out through your feet, Move the head a little yes, a little bit no. Open and close the jaw a few times. Breathe in, roll forward to plank position. As we tap the knees to the floor, keep them in line with your hips and press your seat back towards child's pose. Peek forward between your hands, widen your elbows and slide onto your belly. Ground into your feet and your thighs and lift your heart up for cobra. Exhale, release. Transition back through your hands and your knees and into your downward facing dog. Send your right leg up to the sky behind you. Bend your right knee and stack your right hip over your left. Bring your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Lower your back knee down to the ground. And remember, you can always use blocks if the floor ever feels like it's escaping you. Start to straighten your right leg as you shift your seat backwards. Bend your front knee, and maybe you can lift your chest up a little bit. Shifting your seat back, lifting up your toes, and bending your knee. Tuck your left toes, lift the left knee off the floor, and peel the right arm up to the sky. Take your right arm and weave it through the left side as far as it can go, and open yourself back up, reaching the right arm up to the ceiling. 2 more times. Weave it through, open yourself back up, weave it through, open yourself back up. Drop your right hand to the ground or blocks and start to straighten your leg. So you can always take your blocks with you. Walk to the middle of your mat to your left, wide straddle, adjust your feet a little. They might not be in the same plane. And just start to bend through each knee, moving a little side to side. Then thinking of down dog, press your thighs back, straighten the legs, and walk your blocks or your hands away from you. And really just let your head relax, right? It's just there in line with your chest. And you should feel enough weight in your feet that your hands are there as a guide to help lengthen the sides of your waist and not there to hold all the weight. Walk your hands back under your shoulders. And use your own discretion for what feels better for like your hips and your knees when you turn. But as you reach your right hand to your hip, you can keep a soft bend in your left knee if you need. Open the chest and reach the right arm up to the sky. Release your hand down. Bend your left knee a little bit. Sorry, your right knee. And bring your left hand to your hip and reach the left arm up to the sky. Good. Release your hand down. Walk your blocks and point your toes to the right, to the front of the mat, so your blocks are around your feet. Keep the right leg straight. Come up to the highest setting of your blocks and bring them right next to your ankle. Sweep your left arm to the front of your mat and open your left arm and chest up to the ceiling. Yeah, keep that right hand on the block, exactly, for triangle pose. So we're gonna move a little bit with the breath. Reach the left arm down to the other block and fold your head down and in. Then push off the blocks and open the chest and reach the left arm back up to the sky. So fold yourself down and in, left hand drops, head might release, and springing back up, open the chest. Last one, folding yourself down and in, and opening back up, pushing into the feet and rising up to stand. Bending into your knee, drop your left hand behind your back for a half bind, and reach the right arm up to the ceiling, peaceful warrior. Lay your right forearm to your thigh. Can we bend that right knee a little bit more? Open the chest and sweep the left arm up or over the head towards the front of your space for extended side angle. Releasing your hands down to the blocks. We'll walk it to the middle of the mat again and coming into Skandasana, which means bending into your left knee and straightening your right leg. And you might bring those blocks to be a little more in line with that left leg. And depending on how low you release your seat, notice if your left heel comes off the ground. It's okay if it does. Everyone's ankle and bone structure is a little bit different. One more breath. Push off the ground, off the blocks, walk back into your low lunge, step to the front of the mat. Very good. Look up, halfway lift. Exhale and fold the head down. Sweep your arms up to the sky. Reaching for your right wrist, lean towards the left side. And if you want a little bit of a balance, lift up that right leg, bringing it off to the side. Very good. Slowly release. Nice job. Open the arms wide and fold down. Look up halfway. Exhale, let it go. Step your left foot back to a lunge. Bring your right leg back to down dog. Plank position, breathing in. Child's pose, breathing out. Pausing for a few breaths here. Peeking forward towards your hands, slide to the belly. Lifting up for cobra, lifting up your heart, pouring yourself back down. Child's pose into downward facing dog. When you're ready, send your left leg up to the sky behind you. Bend your left knee and stack your left hip over your right. Take your foot to the outside of your hand. Lower your back knee to the floor. If you need, use the blocks for more height. Shift your seat behind you as you straighten your left leg and bend your front knee, open your chest. So just shifting back and forth a few times at your own pace. Don't feel like you have to be in sync with me. Listen to your breath. Next time you happen to bend your front knee, tuck your right toes, lift your right knee up. So even as the leg is lifting, think about squeezing your inner thighs together. Peel your left arm up to the sky. Wrap your left arm or weave it through the right side. Inhale, open. Exhale, reach. Inhale, open. Exhale, reach. Inhale, open back up. As you release, you can straighten your legs. Bow your head down. Walk your blocks or your hands to your right to the center of the mat. Adjust the feet going as wide as you want to straddle position towards the side of the mat. Yes. There you go. And start to just bend into each knee, side to side. And one thing I'd like to do, and obviously you need to really listen to your joints here, but see how low I can release onto each side, being mindful of how I'm feeling in general and maybe just today. And as you come back to the center, walk your hands away from you, your blocks away, but really put the weight back in the heels. So part of the reason why we bend the knees before is to make a little space in our hip joint, but also to be able to lift through the thighs and press the thighs back. So we have space to get the back nice and long, breathing into the whole side of the body. And lifting up our chest, walking our hands or our blocks underneath us, underneath the shoulders. Take the left hand to the hip. As you rotate to the left, reach the left arm up. And release. Switch the sides, right hand to the hip. And we reach the right arm up. And we release. Walk the blocks, the hands towards the left foot, and point the left toes forward. Lengthening your legs. Walk up to the highest setting of the blocks. And I'm keeping the blocks under my shoulders, fairly in line with my ankle. Pushing off the feet and the block, reach the right arm to the front of the room and up to the sky. So we're kind of folding in the triangle and opening back up, reaching the right arm down for the block, bowing the head down, pushing off the feet, and opening the chest back up. Reaching your hand down and bowing down and opening back up. Last one, reaching down, bowing the head. And as we open back up, we put a little more strength in the legs, rise all the way up, and bend into your left knee. Leaning back behind you, reach your right arm behind your back and left arm over your head, peaceful warrior. Lower your left forearm to your thigh like a shelf, and reach your right arm either up to the ceiling or over your head. Really pressing out through your heels, opening up your chest and your extended side angle. Then bringing your hands back down to the blocks. You'll walk yourself back to that straddle and take this into a lunge, skandasana, in your right leg, bending your right knee, dropping your seat as far as you can go, maybe lifting up the left toes if you like, breathing into the lower body, pushing off the feet, walk everything to your front leg, bend your left knee, step to the top of your mat. Look up halfway, chest forward, put the weight a little bit more into the toes. Exhale, drop the head. Sweep your arms up high. Reach for your left wrist this time. As you lean to the right, you can stay here. You can firm your right glute, right leg a little, and lift your left leg up. Keep breathing. There you go. And let it go. Reach your arms out wide. Fold down to the ground. Look up halfway, hands to shins. Exhale, hold. Step your right leg back. Bring your left leg to down dog. Inhale, plank pose. Child's pose. Looking forward towards your hands. Slide to the belly. Ground your feet and your thighs. Lift your heart up, cobra. Exhale, release. slide back to child's pose. Maybe bring your hands all the way by your feet for a moment. Let your shoulders relax. Imagine your tailbone reaching back towards your heels. Send your arms out in front of you. Arrive back to your hands and your knees. Step the right leg behind you. Pulse back and forth through the right heel. Sweep your right leg off your mat in line with your right hip. Feel free to pulse a little back and forth as well. Then walk your hands towards your hips and lift yourself all the way up. So as you lift yourself up, reach your arms up to the sky. Grab hold of your left wrist, lift up through the left side, and lean towards your right leg, opening up your chest. Good. Rise back up. Open your arms. Lean away from your leg. And this is just a little bit of a balance challenge, okay? Without touching the floor, push off your opposite leg and see if maybe you can lift up, right? And, you know, I cheated. I touched the ground, but I just want you to try to find that place where maybe you can balance just for a second and rise all the way back up. Good job. Right hand drops down the leg. Left arm stretches over your head. Beautiful. Rise back up. Take your hands down in front of you. Take that right leg, sweep it all the way behind you across the left leg, touch the floor, look over your shoulder. Draw your knee to your right tricep. Sweep the leg over to the left and step your foot to the outside of your hands. Reach your right arm up, stack your shoulders. Try to reach your chest and your heart forward a little bit more. Release your hand down to the ground. Sliding into pigeon pose, shift your foot across your body. Drop your shin to the ground. You can always put a block underneath your seat if you need. Scooching the left knee further back. I always like to check in on the left side. Look over your left shoulder. See that your knee, foot, and ankle are in line with each other. Walk yourself down when you feel ready, either to your forearms or maybe all the way down towards your head. Staying here for about 5 breaths. Don't have to worry about counting. Just slow down your breath a little bit. Allow the body to just take the shape. Start to walk up towards your hands. If you had the block underneath you, I would move it out to the side. Tuck your back toes. Lift your back knee off the ground. Swing the right leg up to the sky. And step your foot between your hands. Good. Take your left foot to the floor. You might have to step it forward a little bit. And rise up facing the front of your mat. Virabhadrasana 1. Straighten your front leg. Take the hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Lift your chest. Bend your front knee. Reach your heart forward as you stretch your knuckles up to the sky. Devotional warrior. Pushing off the feet, rise all the way back up and lift through your arms. Straighten your legs. Open your arms like a T. Grab hold of your forearms behind your back. So you're bending your elbows, lifting your belly and your heart with straight legs. Lean your chest forward. Pyramid pose. Imagine your head reaching down towards your shin bone, and slowly start to release your hands either to the ground or to blocks. And notice if you can fold just a little bit deeper. Lifting up your chest and your belly, bend your front knee, and sweep your arms up to the sky. So as we come to our warrior one, think about your forearms and your biceps rotating towards each other. Lift up a little higher through your armpits. And maybe you feel like you can lean your heart and your chest back a little bit more as you bend into that front knee. Bear with me here. We're going to step forward, sweep our hands behind our back, interlace the fingers as we drop our head down to the ground. Bending into both our knees, let go of the arms, and sweep them forward and up, chair pose. Take the hands to the heart center. Twisting to the right, bring your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. Slowly rising up to stand, lift the arms, straighten the legs. Take the hands to the hips, shift the weight to the left side, open your right knee out to the side, and place your foot along the inseam of your leg for Vrikshasana, tree pose. Your hands might lift up to your heart. They might lift up to the ceiling. Keep breathing. Keep focusing your gaze. Bring your knee forward. Drop back to your chair pose. Fold down to the ground. Step your left leg behind you. Lower your left knee to the floor or the blanket and sweep the arms up to the sky. Coming in for another twist. Take your hands to your chest. Turn to the right. Hook your left elbow to the right thigh. Turning from the belly. With control, let's bring our arms up to the ceiling. Anjaneyasana, lift the chest up and back. Releasing your hands down. Step back. Downward facing dog. Moving into plank. Coming into child's pose. From your child's pose, looking forward towards your hands, slide into your cobra. Lifting up your heart. And slowly releasing back to your child's pose. Taking a moment to bring your hands all the way by your feet. Anchoring your seat back behind you. Reach your arms out in front of you. Rise up to your hands and your knees. Step your left leg back and pulse back and forth. Bring your left leg off your mat to the left side, in line with your hip. Walk your hands closer to you so you can come all the way up to stand. Reach your arms up and reach for your right wrist and lean towards your left leg. As you come back up, open your arms. So when we think about core, generally think about abdomen, but also think about your glutes and your thighs and your ribs as you lean towards your right, pushing off your left leg. See if you can try to balance as far as you can go without touching the ground. And if you touch the ground, it's okay. Just a fail safe. One more breath. Very good. Rise up. Nice job. Keep breathing. Drop your left arm down and the right arm over. Rise all the way back up. Take your hands to the floor. Sweep your leg all the way behind you into the right side, crossing your leg, maybe even looking over the shoulder. Then reach your knee towards your left tricep. Extend out to the right and step your foot outside of your hand. Reach your right arm up. When you're ready, open the chest. Releasing your hand down, moving your left shin over to pigeon pose, dropping your left shin and knee to the floor, using a block or a blanket if you need under your left side, and looking over your right shoulder first, just readjusting your knee, your ankle, and your hip in line with each other, and walking yourself down when you feel ready. Either lowering to your forearms or lowering all the way down towards your hands. Slowly walk up to your hands. If you had the block, I would remove it out of the way. And bring your left knee a little closer so you can, right knee a little closer so you can tuck your right toes, lift your right knee up, and stretch your left leg up behind you. Step your left foot between your hands. Help it forward if you need. Bring your right foot down to the floor. Sweep your arms up to the sky, facing forward. Straighten your legs. Get the hands behind the back. Interlace your fingers. Lift your chest. Bend your front knee. Lean your heart forward and down. Stretch your knuckles up to the sky. Let your head go. Devotional warrior. Push into the back foot, rise all the way up. Lengthen the arms, straighten the legs. Open your arms out wide to the sides. Bend your elbows. Hold your forearms and lean your heart forward. Imagine your head reaching down to your shin bone. As you fold yourself down, slowly place your hands at your blocks or the floor around your front leg and try to press your thighs back a little bit more. Bending into your front knee, take your arms back up to the sky. Virabhadrasana 1. So we're trying to face the biceps forward, the palms to each other, connect our inner thighs together, lift our belly and our chest, and maybe lean the heart back a little bit. And as we lean forward, step the back foot to meet the front, catch the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers as you let your head drop towards your knees. Bend both your knees a lot. Sweep the arms forward up. Take the hands to your chest and twist to the left, bringing your right elbow towards your left thigh. As you turn your heart and your belly, trying to keep your seat a little bit lower than your heart center. Pushing off the feet, rise all the way up, lift the arms. Take the hands to the hips and focus on the ground. Shifting the weight to the right side, open your left knee out for tree pose. Lifting up your leg towards your inner thigh or your calf. Try to squeeze to the middle. Think about pushing to the midline on both sides. Maybe the hands lift to the heart, maybe they don't, and that's okay. Maybe the arms come up. As we draw the knee forward, we bend both our knees as we drop the foot. Fold down over the legs. Step the right leg behind us. Lower the knee to the floor and sweep the arms up to the sky. Take your hands to your chest, twisting to your left. Hook your right elbow to your left thigh, turning from the center of the belly. Using control, sweep both arms up. Lean the heart back. Anjaneyasana. Take the hands to the ground. Step back. Downward dog. Inhale forward. Plank position. Knees to the floor. Child's pose. Look between your hands. Slide forward into your cobra. And release back. Child's pose. Maybe your hands come all the way back towards your feet, curling up into a little ball. Sliding yourself up. We'll come onto the belly. I like to keep a blanket nice and wide underneath my hip points for a little extra cushion. Wiggle your seat a little. Rest your forehead and sweep your arms back behind you. Imagine your hips and your seat pressing down into the floor. Start to lift up your belly, lift your chest up, and reach your arms up. Focus just on the upper body. Reach back through the legs without lifting the feet. Turn your triceps towards each other. And let yourself go. Let your head rest to whatever side you want. And just let your body just melt for a little bit. Bring your forehead back to the center. So upper body focus for now. That doesn't mean the lower body isn't doing anything. We're still pushing the top of the feet down, squeezing the glutes, reaching back through the toes. Then we lift our belly and our chest, lifting the arms up. See if you can sweep your arms to the front of the space. Bending your elbows back like a W shape. Maybe your chest lifts up a little bit higher. And reach your arms back to the front, all the way behind you. And let your body rest and turn your head to the opposite side. And this time we'll bring the legs off the ground. So taking your forehead down, activate through your glutes, press down through your hips. Lift your feet and your thighs off the ground as you lift your chest and your head. Reach your arms up. Turn the biceps towards each other, triceps towards each other. Sweep your arms out in front of you. Get long through the fingers, long through the toes. Let your head relax. And then create a little pillow with your forehead, with your arms to let your forehead rest. And relax the body. Bend your knees and swish the legs a little side to side. Slide your right leg off your mat from the right side and look to the right. Just resting the lower back a little bit here. Slide your right leg back behind you. Move your left knee out to the left side and look to the left. Slide your left leg back behind you. Bring your hands under your chest. Come back to child's pose. As we slowly lift up, come to sit at the edge of a folded blanket. Bend your right knee. Step your right foot over your left thigh. And if it's available to you, bend your left knee as well. Keeping the right knee pointed up to the ceiling, wrap your left arm around your right thigh and tent your right fingertips behind you. Gently turning yourself to the opposite direction. Drop your left forearm down, and you can, kind of stop wherever you feel like you need, or you can bring your right forearm as well and just kind of fold yourself in the opposite direction. And slowly walk yourself back up. Undo the legs. Rock a little side to side. And we'll bend the left knee, stepping the foot over the thigh, and bending the right knee, if possible. Lifting up the belly and the chest, wrapping the right arm around the thigh, and tenting the left fingertips behind us. As you unwind, first you can choose to lean to your right forearm if you like. Maybe lean onto your left forearm. Slowly rise up. Undo the legs. Rock a little side to side. Stretching your left leg out. Bending your right knee. Reaching your heel towards your pelvis. Take a twist for a moment to the right. Then bringing your left arm, so you have a few options. You can bring your elbow towards the floor. You can rest your forearm on your thigh, or you can put a block underneath your forearm to just get a little more height. And as you open your chest, maybe lift your right arm up to the ceiling or over your head as if it's moving, yes, beyond your left foot. Can you flex your left foot still, pointing your left knee and toes to face the ceiling. And as you rise back up, we'll reach the right hand behind us, pushing off the shin. If you need more space for your knee, my knee was not happy doing that. So I'm going to see you lift your seat up, lift the heart. Very good. And slowly release back to, good job. Bring the knee back to center and stretch your leg out. You can always shake out the feet a little bit if you like. So we'll bend the left knee, reach the heel towards the glute, flex the right foot. Take a twist first towards your knee, your bent knee. And as we lean our right side towards our right thigh, we might place the elbow to the floor. We might take that block inside our leg, open the chest, and reach the left arm up to the ceiling or over the head. Try to breathe in and open the chest. Maybe exhale and reach a little further towards your leg. Yes. As you rise up, taking that back bend, your left hand behind you, lifting up your seat, opening up your heart, and lowering down, extending both legs out long. You can shake it out for a moment. So here, you don't have to use blocks, but I certainly like to have them in front of me as I lean forward. So first, taking the hands behind me once you're ready, flexing your feet. Look at your own feet because the directions might be a little different depending on whether you tend to lean in or out. So see if you tend to be kind of like a inward leaner with your legs or an outward, and try to adjust your feet and the position of your knees for everything to point up to the ceiling. Energetically push out through your heels. Lift the chest and the belly. Start to lean forward and walk your hands to the blocks out in front of you. And you can really adjust to your own comfort level. So you can walk the hands out long and just try to create more length in the spine. You can bring your elbows to the blocks and just let your head rest. Try to breathe a little bit deeper. And then slowly rise back up. Help your legs together. Let's come down onto our back. Feel free to put a blanket under your head or prepare it for under your legs. And as you come down to the ground, hug your knees into your chest and rock a little side to side. Create some circles with your knees in one direction. Move them in the opposite direction. We'll take a spinal twist, opening the arms out wide, shifting the seat to the left, and letting the knees move to the right. So we come back to the center. We'll shift the seat to the right side and let the knees fall to the left. Coming back to the center. Bring your knees wide to happy baby. Reach for the outside of the feet or the back of the thighs. And then slowly letting it go. Stretch your legs out and set yourself up for rest. Tucking your shoulders under your back, supporting yourself with any props that you need to feel comfortable, to relax the spine. Notice if you're still holding on to tension. Try to use your breath to direct your energy into the spots where you feel like you might be working a little too hard. Soften around the eyelids, soften through your jawline. Let your tongue relax to the bottom of your mouth. And as you really start to let your body go, just allow your body to be a vessel for your breath to move freely without interruption. Begin to deepen your breath. Make some small movement with your fingers and your toes. Rock your head a little side to side. Stretch your arms over your head. Take a deep breath in and a nice sigh out. Bend your knees. Roll over to any comfortable side. And just use your hands to slowly support you as you rise up. Bring your hands to our heart centers. And seal our practice with one Om, breathing in. Om. Namaste.